Hey, what's up? It's Labor Day. It's Monday. We got through the weekend. We're feeling good. My neck feeling better. It is what it is. It's really putting a hindrance on my workout schedule, but I can't risk messing it up further. Had 2 cheat days, so my diet is out of whack too. But we'll get past it. I'll get back on my low carb today. It is what it is. But I just wanted to talk about grain alcohol and like Everclear. In certain states, I don't think the proof can go above 150, but a lot of states you can have like full grain, full 190, 180 to 200 proof, which is like 100% alcohol. And I've only drank this a handful of times, maybe 10, up to 10. I don't even know how many times. It wasn't much because in my state, it's not easily accessible. You have to go out of state to get it. So a few times some friends brought it back. Grain or, just grain alcohol. Or there was like Stro 160 proof. It was like butterscotch liquor. I had a phase with that for like a few months with my one roommate back when I was really young. But this stuff is like nothing to mess with. Or 151 rum, that was another thing. Oh my gosh, it tasted absolutely horrible. But if you made like one decent mixed drink and got through it, you wouldn't even taste it anymore. Like that, yeah. Those 3 liquors are just, it's wild. And then you get like the 100 proofs are still pretty kicking. Like Ice 101, Firewater. You know what I mean? I don't really miss this stuff, but I had my phases with it. But one night I had a whole bottle of grain alcohol from a state south. Had a bunch of it, and I took it downtown and like we partied above a bar, so we were passing it around and I just kept swigging it, and like it feels like it evaporates in your mouth, and it tastes like rubbing alcohol in a way. Like not exactly, but it's tolerable, but it's rough. But the thing with such potent alcohol is that when the buzz kicks in and you're starting to get like buzzed and drunk, you don't feel it. You feel sober because it's so potent. It really is a weird thing. You'll be like, wow, I don't really feel anything, and then it will all hit you at once. So I was drinking like straight out of this. This was many years ago. I was in like my mid-20s. And my buddy was drinking it. And he's like, oh, man, we better slow down. We ended up kicking this jar of it I had. And I remember we got up to go down to the bar. And on the way down into the bar, there was like this flight of stairs. And like entering the bar. I remember entering the bar for a brief bit. And then the rest of the night, I was blacked out. I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened. I don't like nights like that. Usually I'll remember most of it, many bits and pieces. But it was like I entered the bar and I just remember waking up in my place. I didn't drive because I walked. The bar is relatively close. I never really drank and drove. Thank God. I'm just assuming I was like very drunk walking around and like talking and just... That's really all that happened. I don't know. And those nights scare me. I've only had a few of them that were that bad. But that grain, that stuff, when it hits you, it hits you. Like, and when you're actively buzzed, you don't feel it. It's a weird feeling. But that night, it wasn't very fun at all. I don't know what happened. You know what I mean? Like, I could have gotten injured, got in trouble. My Lord, I don't know. It's vicious. That stuff is vicious. I don't recommend messing with it. And if you do, be very moderate with it. Like I said, this was only a handful of times I even really had access to grain. Because my state, you just can't, you don't have access to it. That high potency. But yeah, and they say you can have like, you can wake up with like blurred vision and I don't know. They say you can go blind. I don't know if that's true. That might be an old wives' tale, but they say you can go blind from drinking too much of it. So be very careful. But yeah, other than that, it was usually like the 100 proofs, the typical liquor, the 8 percenters, 10 percenters. They were rough too, as far as like just a normal drink. But that grain, it's such a weird feeling how it can take you from 0 to 100 so quick. And you can have like no recollection. Like anything can happen, you know. And I'm very thankful I got through those nights without having any issues. Like legally, physically, you know. I don't know how I didn't like lose my phone, my wallet, you know. Who knows? But yeah, I just wanted to share that experience with that alcohol. And the other times I've drank it put me blacked out too. You know, the other time or two I can remember just like barely any recollection. It's like a normal drunk, but like times two, right? So like when you think of being drunk and you have sparse recollection of like what happened, you can remember most of it. Like it's like 40% less memory than that. It's a weird feeling, and it's not fun. Like, my gosh, I'm sure when you're intoxicated walking around, it's like you have no cares in the world. That's why people do it. That's why I did it. But I can't even remember the hangovers. I'm sure the hangovers were atrocious too. Man, it's such nasty stuff for your body to process and detoxify from. But that's my experience with grain and Everclear, I guess. I think grain's 190 to 200 proof, and Everclear is like 180 to 190. Yeah, I apologize for my air conditioner. It's going to be hot today, but this is near the end of the video. But I'm sure there's people that drink this stuff regularly. It's just, it has to be a massive burden on your liver and kidneys. I mean, that stuff is vicious. Even smelling it, you know. Well, then again, there's 80 proof Vladimir that smells like straight rubbing alcohol. It's absolutely it's disgusting. I'd absolutely throw up if I even had a taste of that stuff. But that's about it about grain and Everclear. Be careful with it if you're drinking. I surely don't miss it, and I definitely wasn't super hard into drinking that stuff. It was just a handful of times, and I thought it was fun at the time. But looking back, it's like, whew, some rough stuff. But yeah, take it easy.